Everyone. I am Jyoti Bajaj, founder of Meet Mind Inclusion Education and Technology, an organization committed to empowering children, parents, and professionals through education, awareness, and holistic support. At Meet, we have been curating a series of insightful webinars and workshops focused on inclusion, mental wellness, and parenting, creating meaningful spaces for learning, reflection, and growth. As part of this ongoing initiative, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to the Art of First Impressions, a thoughtfully designed workshop where confidence meets presence and personal expression finds its voice. Today, we are truly honored to have with us Ms. Manya Agarwal, an internationally certified fashion stylist, image consultant, and handwriting coach. Manya has a rich academic foundation with a bachelor's from Lady Irwin College and a master's in fashion styling and image design from Pearl Academy. She is also a certified image consultant trained in appearance management, body language, and personal branding, and has been shaping media and advertising industry since 2019. From leading large styling campaigns to mentoring over 100 brands and aspiring stylists, her work has left a meaningful mark. And her Pearl Excellence Award stands as a testament to her innovation and leadership in styling. We are so grateful to have her here with us today to guide our students, parents, and working professionals on how first impressions can empower our personal and professional journeys. So I request you all to join me in warmly welcoming Miss Manya Agarwal.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Alias.
A very warm welcome to all of you out there. Hi, I'm Manya, and I'm thankful to the Meet family for having me here. Within few seconds, we'll start a session which talks about the art of first impression. I welcome you all to my presentation where I'll be guiding you through how first impression matters and how first impression can shape your entire life. Objective for today's workshop is that I would like to help all the participants out there to understand how personal image and etiquette works. I want you to develop and have awareness of how appropriate behavior, communication, and body language is. And I want to help you build self confidence and social appearance. Now, let's see how I can help you. Well, thank you to the Meet family for giving me such an honor. I would like to give you a quick introduction of how I started my journey. Hi, I'm Manya. I am a certified fashion stylist and image consultant and now an handwriting coach. I've been working in this industry for past 9 to 10 years and I have built a foundation where I work with brands, help them with brand image, and now I help individuals with their appearance. Before starting, I'll be showcasing you few images and I want you to just think whether it's A, B, or C. Keep it in your mind and let's see how I can help you in that. Which one will you choose? A or B? Which one will you choose? If you are a woman in a lonely area trying to look for a taxi and you get these two drivers, which one are you likely to avoid? The first one or the second one? If you are a leader and your manager wants you to pull up with a client, you both have the same capacities and capabilities. Which one will be your choice? A or B? As a mother, if you're meeting your daughter's person who she wants to marry, and you have these three choices, which one will you choose? You are comfortable meeting the A, B, or C person. Did you know what you just did? You just formed an impression. It just took you 7 seconds to form a perfect impression of that person. And that is how you subconsciously or consciously or even unconsciously make impressions. So, well, welcome to the workshop, and it talks about how you can create your first impression. You know, when we were small kid, we used to create an impression from that only time. Imagine or just recall yourself being a kid, and whenever you go to your school and you come back and you say, Mama, I don't want to go and meet that person, I don't want to go to his or her birthday party. That is what your first impression is. So it's nothing new. I'm just here to give you reminder of everything that you have forgotten, and today we'll recall everything together. So welcome, and let's start forming an impression. You know, when we form a first impression, it's just not about words. Words come lastly. So Albert Mehrabian, he gave us a communication tool, and he said, just 7% is our words. 55% is something that we don't even know, which is our body language, which is our arm, which is our face, the way we talk, the way we stand, everything. And 38% is just the voice modulation. Even in a quick example, we judge a person by its personality. And once we say, okay, he's looking very nice or she's looking very nice. But the second moment he speaks, the impression goes down. The second moment he says, maybe the impression goes up. And that is what we need to work on today, forming a first impression. Impression also talks about our visual communication. Your clothes, your grooming, your body language, which includes your etiquette, and everything forms your appearance. So, hence, we will work on how you can go from hair to hair with your appearance. Nothing new, nothing branded. It's just simple words, simple changes that can help you. Today, we at Need are giving you a workspace etiquette class. We are going to talk about how you can uplift yourself, groom yourself in your workplace. So let's talk about grooming, how you appear. As a stylist and as an image person, I would tell you that a lot of time we lack how we dress. And that is from where our first impression starts. So let me give you few quick tips, ladies and boys, how you can actually work on your first impression. Starting with, I would recommend you developing a uniform. Now, what is a style uniform? It's very simple. You know, whenever you open your wardrobe, you need to study it. I would prefer that a day before you just pick out clothes and put it and have it in a place that okay, I'm going to wear something like this today. I'm going to wear something like this today, right? Everybody of us have their own personal choices, personal colors, the way we want to dress up. And from there only we start our impression. Every single day at workplace, we give an impression. And coming from a worker or from an employee, ma'am, you look nice. Ma'am, this color suits you. Ma'am, your hair looks nice. Did you just try something new? Every day we create an impression, and every day we work on ourselves. Now, when I say study your wardrobe or create a style uniform, it means that as a person, you know what your likes and dislikes are. You just have to give it a uniform shape. I say that I am a person who does not like wearing trousers or coats, and hence I don't wear it. I do not like it. Don't try to be somebody who you are not. Try to be somebody who you are, and you need to find it from your own self. Pick out your wardrobe, pick out the clothes that you wear every day. Click pictures of them, keep it with you, and create new uniforms out of it. Every day you'll find that you are wearing the same clothes but in a different form. That is how you can create your impression better, right? There might be a jeans that you like it and you say every time, I am comfortable in wearing those jeans. No, let's just wear it again and again and again and again. It's perfectly fine. You don't need clothes every time, new clothes every time. So think about what I said. Are you creating your first impression with your clothes? And I know that the answer would be yes. For those who are watching it, you might go out after office, you might have an office party. Do you think that you create an impression? Those clothes can help you out. So go Find your perfect outfits, your uniform, and play around with it. I also would say that you need to find your colors. Again, black might suit somebody, red might suit somebody. Don't try to be somebody who you are not. Don't try to copy anybody, just be yourself. And a lot of people might say that I like wearing this color. Will it suit me? You wear this color. Will it suit you? Your colors are in your wardrobe. You will see it. In my wardrobe, I figure out that I have a lot of pops, neons, a lot of basics. And that is what gave me a confidence that I am not a person who would like to go out and use new colors. This is what you need to do. Wear your colors that make you the happiest. Well, a quick makeup routine for all the work ladies out there. Do you have your 15 minutes? 15 minutes makeup, 15 minutes of hair. No, you just need 2 minutes to do that. Just 2 minutes. You wash your face, you go out. Use a beautiful tint that actually gives compliment to your face. Just a little bit of blush and lipstick, and you're good to go. If you are an employee, I would suggest you please do not go for a lot of makeup because you don't know, but your boss is watching you. Don't do that. You have authority, but also a stability in the workplace. Do not go beyond that and do not go above that because your hair and makeup also matters. And that is what also gives you your first impression. So a quick makeup routine with a little bit of base just to enhance and attract clients. That is what you need to do. I would also say a quick 2 minute hairdo. Messy hair would not work, oily hair would not work. Just a quick bun, just a quick pins. In the market, we get a lot of different hairdos. You get a little bit of new clutches, you get a little bit of new rubber bands. Try those in your workplace. Try those teeny tiny pins in your workplace, but do not get attracted by what you see. Try everything that suits you out. Well, let's talk about nail care. Our hands are the first impressions. It always talks about. Talk about your nails. No chipped nails. It should be well manicured because yes, nails do matter. Nails matter in a lot of time. You don't even know people form an impression when you're writing. And that is what you need to do. Work on your nails. It's very important, whether it's foot, whether it's hands, work on your nails. And in fact, get yourself groomed every day, every day. Your eyebrow speaks, your upper lip speaks. I'm telling you the truth. This actually works. A well-groomed person talks a lot about that. Even if you're not doing good in your amongst your employees, but if you're dressed well, if you're groomed well, you get an A in your boss's mind. He might or she might say you this he or she is well groomed. Let's give her a chance to go and meet the client. So that is why you get an upscale in the workplace. So keep this in mind. Well, yes, it's important for you to smell good every day. A sweaty person creates a self impression and a first impression as well. What do you think? It actually works. A beautiful smell, a little bit, not too strong because you're in a workplace. You can keep a bottle in your bag handy if you want to go out somewhere else. But please, a small tint of good smell actually attracts your client and it gives a very good atmosphere at your workplace. Power posing. I would say power posing is important because your perfect body posture works. The technique of power posing work that we're going to talk later in the presentation. With this, how about you wearing wrinkled clothes every day at work? Will that create an impression for you? I will say no. We have a lot of clothes in the market that are wrinkle free now. You can go opt for that, especially if you are a gentleman. You can go and opt for wrinkle free clothes. But if you're wearing wrinkled clothes, that would be a no for you to be in your workplace today. Now, I have dressed you out. I have given you all the tips how you can actually work and get groomed. But what about you creating affirmations? You create your own affirmations, you manifest your dream, you visualize them every day until you achieve. You have a new project, you have a presentation to present. Do you give a mindful thought of what you'll be going to wear? Because before your presentation being started, the client actually gets an impression of how you are dressed. Do you think that actually helps you out? With that, I am giving you few affirmations to work on. I am enough, I am abundant. I am enough, and I attract happy and positive situations in my life. I had need all the psychologists over here give this kind of impression to each and every child of them. And this is what they help out here. So you at your workplace need to spend all the happy vibes, and that can only happen if you are dressed well and you give a good first impression. I love myself. I carry every outfit with confidence. I dress up for myself. I love my body the most. I'm becoming the best version. I'm super stylish and I slay every day. Not to forget that each and every affirmation gives you not only the power of standing out, but also the power how you are dressed. Now let's talk about how communication can be done through your body. And with that, we jump on to our next section where we talk about how body language works. Body language can be done in both ways, verbal and non-verbal. Verbally, every day we talk. But do you give a thought that your non-verbal body language is upmost? And that is what we need to work on. Body posture, facial expression, voice tone, appearance, eye contact. Every day we work on that. And every day that person gets a first impression of yourself. Here are few rules of a powerful body language. We should avoid upturned palm. We should keep an eye contact. Keep the movement of arms and legs in control and keep your mind in control. Let's go through and see how these work in your body language. Now let's talk about a workplace. We have both male and female at our workplace. But do you think how proximity actually works at a workplace? So there are 4 different parameters that we need to work, and this is where your first impression stands out. Intimate zone, personal zone, social zone, and your public zone, right? Now, if you are at a workplace where we have all the females, that does not mean that you will actually not think about how distance will work there. You will have to think. And in my opinion, personal, social, and public distance is the must in our workplace. If you know somebody, you should have a distance which is just one handshake away. If you do not know somebody, you should have good distance where you and that person is about 2 arms away. And if you are in a public space and you do not know anybody around there, say a meeting or a party, keep a good public distance. This actually matters and this actually works out in your appearance and in your self first impression. So think how you are making your personality look. It's not about how your distance matters, but also how the other person feels about it. So think of this fact if you are doing the perfect and the right distance practice or not. With that, we come to a new topic which talks about handshake. I think we all have got this idea that handshake हम बचपन से सुनते आ रहे हैं हमें एक परफेक्ट हैंडशेक करना चाहिए बट क्या हम वो परफेक्ट हैंडशेक करते हैं बिकॉज हैंडशेक इज समथिंग दैट गिव्स यू and the other person a judgment of how you are. Do we do a dead fish? Do we do a sweaty hand? What do you exactly do? So I'm going to tell you a perfect handshake and how you're going to introduce yourself to a person if you're meeting them for the first time. There are few rules that we keep in mind when we do handshake. So before we start, a handshake should be in a 45-degree angle. We should not go beyond that. We should not extend our arms. We should not go beyond our arms, but a good 45, not even a 90, but a good 45-degree angle should be an appropriate handshake. Now, once you do a handshake, you should always stand. Do not do a handshake when you're sitting. It is not the right way. Stand and smile when you do a handshake. With that, maintain an eye contact. Supposingly, I sit here and a person behind me comes and say hi, and that person is quite new to me. Will I stand or will I not? I have to stand, and that is what creates my first impression better. I stand and I say, hi, my name is Manya. How can I help you? Or even I can say, hi, my name is Manya. I work here as your designation. And this is how you create your first impression. If you're in a meeting, how do you do that? If you're in a party, how do you do that? If you are in a networking meet, how do you do that? This is the perfect way. Now, if you're done with a handshake, do you leave the hand with a quick jerk? No. You slightly bring your hand down and you put it back from where you started. And that is how you do it. The person can also say that, okay, you might not be comfortable doing that, but you will extend your hand and do a handshake with it quite 90 and 40-degree. Do you know there are 6 secrets of body language? We work on face. Do you work on your gestures? Do you work how your head moves? Do you work on your eye contact, posture, and do you think mirroring works? Yes, everything works. Now let's take an example of your workplace. I am sitting and somebody comes and say, I'm doing my work. And somebody comes and say this thing to me. Hi, do you have a minute? But what he does is does a tap on your shoulder. Will you think that's appropriate? No. Actually, at a workplace, you should knock a person's desk and say, hi, can I give a minute? Can I have a minute with you? And your reply will be on how he or she actually gives you that particular head. I would suggest go and do a little bit of knock on the table just to grab the attention of the person, and that will help you with their first impression. You at your workplace, even in a meeting, you are working with your boss, that you are having a conversation, anything. A sad face works very bad. Even if you're not interested in whatever topic your boss is saying, but you need to give a good gesture. You need to understand that your chin, your arms, everything works. And that is what this means, your body language works. I know something might catch your eye and you will say that, does it matter if I sit in a certain way? Does it matter if I put my hands on the table? Does it matter if I do not nod or do not respond to anything? You're a dead fish then. This actually works and this actually gives you promotion as well. So think of the fact and change it if you're doing it right now. Business cards. I think you'll think that it's a very old thing. बहुत पुराना हो चुका है. Why do we need to discuss a business card? Now, if you're in a meeting, I would suggest get a business card for yourself. I know it's old, but it actually works. It works in a way that business card gives an identity to yourself. It does not matter if you're an employee or somebody. If you are planning to work in this field, XYZ, any field of yours, you need to have a business card exchange. Here I am with a quick business card sample, and this is how you need to work on your business card. Your business card has your name on it. How do you actually pull it out? You should always carry a business card folder, which is a steel folder, and keep it in yourself. It should be inside a pocket. For a lady, it should be in your purse. You gently take it out, and this is how you give a business card to the person. Your business card should have your name, and the name should be displayed to the person. So, if you don't have a business card, it's okay, but you might be receiving it. So let's see how you give and take a business card. Simply, where the name is written, you put your both thumbs together, you place it like this, and you present your business card to the person. Now, when you present it, the name should be in towards them, telling that this is your identity. And if you put it like this, the person will put it like this and not even read it. Now, this is not the purpose of a business card. Now, vice versa, the person has presented you a business card. How are you going to receive it? Now, the person is giving it to you like this. You're not supposed to receive it like this. With a gentle thumb, you receive it from your one hand and keep it directly inside your pocket or your favorable place. But if you want to read it, that's the purpose of a business card. Once the person gives you, you read it in a certain way. And business card exchange are usually very quick. So this is how a person needs to be thoughtful when they give a business card. Now let's talk about something very exciting. Your sitting posture tells a lot. A person who knows about how sitting posture works, it actually works in a certain way. But how do you know that you are giving a right posture? I know we subconsciously sit very, हम बहुत थक गए हैं, we'll sit in a certain way. हम बहुत lethargic हो गए, हम we'll sit in a certain way. हम थक गए हैं, हमें भूख लग रही है. Everything talks about in a workplace. But remember, I'm talking about workplace, not your home. So your workplace needs to be in a certain way. You're working from 9 to 7. Those 9 to 7 are your crucial period of giving a perfect first impression. Now, this image will talk all about your posture. Now, the perfect posture is in the picture A, where the man is standing, sitting upright and balanced. We, in a meeting, we might sit like this, but for just an hour? No. Even if you're working in your work on your work desk, you need to sit in this way. This will, and a lot of time our HRs or maybe the person who just goes by sees how you sit. Now that is what you matters. Picture second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth are all the postures that we usually do. And I know each and every one of us sit in that way. Now, each picture talks about something which is very different. If you lean forward, it tells that, okay, I'm very interested and I'm very engaged. Supposingly, a person is presenting and you suddenly feel very excited and you lean further to just check what they're doing on the table. That means that you're very interested and very engaged. Now, if a person is slouching, that we usually do, and sit in a very moody way, and we say, keeping in mind that it's a business scenario, you're sitting in a meeting. Now, the person will give a first impression, yeah, ma'am, I'm bored. Please change the topic now. It's very boring. And even if that person might give you the project, he will say no. Just because you're sitting in the way that you should not. Now let's talk about sitting like this in a very leaning back way. How do you think? This gives a very arrogant and a very disinterested person. Even if a person is talking to you and you're suddenly working and you do it like this and you say, yes, tell me. This does not give a very good impression. You just lean back and tell with a good first smile that, hi, how can I help you today? Your words matter. As I said, your verbal expression do matters. Now, I see a lot of men doing this. What? They give their legs control and they sit like this is my workspace. Especially in IT firms, they do. But do you think that actually works? I think they don't. You do not sit in this way. You're letting everybody think of the fact that you're very defensive, and that is not right. Now, let's talk about the very popular pose, which is leg crossed tightly. We sit with the legs crossed very tightly. No matter what, it works, but you sit it in that way. And this gives that you're a very close person and you do not have any mind of what is actually working in your environment. You sit like this with your arms folded. You think that, okay, you're giving the full concentration to that person, but you are not. You're actually very resistant and guarded, and that is not what you need to do in your workspace. Even when you are very frustrated and you are like, okay, I just need this thing to get over, you sit like this with the quick arms in front and you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is called fidgeting, and we do it every day. हम पेन को लेते हैं and we keep on doing it, right? We keep on doing this. जल्दी मेरा नंबर आए, जल्दी आए, presentation जल्दी से खत्म हो, जल्दी से खत्म हो, everything like that, right? पेन को ऐसे करना, then even your legs like this, tap, tap, tap. I remember I am a mother, but still, my mother used to tell me this thing, stop doing your leg like this because this is not good. Now I understand why she used to say that, because yes, this gives me a body language. This is important for my body language. And with this, it keeps happening in your habit and you actually grasp it and you do it every day, which becomes a negative personality for yourself. So stop fidgeting right away. And if your child is doing it, tell them not to do it. It's not good. Now, coming to the last one, you're sitting very anxiously, and that is something which is totally negative. So, work on how you sit, people, because this works. Your first impression is starting from here only. So, the way you sit, even if you're going for an interview, work on this because this matters. sit upright, sit balanced, because it works. So I've given you a tip of how you look and how you sit. Now let's talk about something which is, again, how your hand posture should be. Do you think that hands work very powerfully? Yes, you do. You do everything with your hands, like I said. You write with you eat, you text, everything you do with your hands. So here are a few quick saying of how you should keep your hand. Now, this is a stipple hand pose, which is very powerful. Do you know what is a stipple hand pose? Now, your hands point towards this, the upwards, which says that you are sending all the positive energy throughout the workplace. You're giving all the positive energy, and that is what a stipple hand pose means. It is usually used by all the people of CEOs and tells you about how authority and confidence works. Now, an open palm, like this, you sit like this with an open palm. Again, this is a very powerful pose that talks about honesty and openness. Take these two as an example and a takeaway from today's workshop, that you are going to put your hands like this, even for your child. It works very beautifully and it gives you a strength. A lot of times things will work out in your favor, but with these two hand postures, it will tell you and give you a certain amount of confidence. Now, even if you put your hands, relaxed hands on table, it will tell you that, okay, you might feel anxious, but you are in your controlled hands. When you work and give gestures like this, if I am here and I'm demonstrating just speaking in front of you, you'll say, okay, this is very boring. But the moment I put my hands into play, I attract you. And that is how handful postures are, how handful your hand poses are. Even if a person you're speaking and the person is actually keeping an eye contact and putting his hands on the table, it will tell you that, ma'am, I am interested in what you're speaking. You're very confident. This works out. Even when you put your little finger in play, it works for you well. And when you put your hand and point, tell people that, okay, this is not something that you need to do. It tells you that you are not that person who needs to be there. So your powerful power play is, your formula is that play your hands, work with your hands. They give a lot of a good impression. Now, what did I just do? I just told you that your hands and legs play an important role, and that is what body language